Hello, friends. I've got another story for you. Actually, two stories in one, called Excuses, 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 taken from the book Letters to Laura. What is the most bizarre excuse you have ever heard? While teaching world history at Weimar Academy in Northern California, when I asked a student, let's call him Scott, about a missing assignment, he told me a good one. Scott's dad is a dentist who donates his skills to the people along the Amazon River every year. Scott applied to the school administration for permission to go with his dad that year. He would live with his family on their boat for several months. The teachers for each of his classes listed reading assignments and written exercises they expected him to do while he was away. Scott was a good student, and we trusted his ability to accomplish the work. When he returned, as I was looking through his written reports, I found one missing. What happened to that one? I asked. An alligator ate it, he replied, with a twinkle in his eye. That beats my dog ate it all to pieces. He certainly had our attention, and his explanation made complete sense. He had had his report in his hand, but was distracted when he saw an alligator in the river. In the excitement, he dropped his report over the side of the boat. That was a good one. And then the second story, Sheila includes this story in her book, All I Ever Wanted to Be Was a Nurse. She was patient care manager at a nursing home in Pendleton, Oregon at the time. One of her employees missed a few days of work after a long winter weekend. When he returned, he told her his story. He and his dad drove his pickup to Portland for the weekend. Somewhere in the Columbia River Gorge, his engine overheated, so he pulled to the side of the freeway to check the radiator. As he unscrewed the radiator cap, steam gushed out, scorching his hand. He got a ride to the hospital emergency room where they treated and bandaged his burn wound. When they got back, the driver of the other vehicle stayed to help. He started working on the engine. In the process, a car swerved off the road and rear-ended his pickup, pinning him between the two parked vehicles. Now he had a burned hand and crippled legs. They called an ambulance to take him back to the hospital. On the way, however, the ambulance lost control on the slick ice and ran into a bridge support. In the resulting accident, he slid in the stretcher, injuring his head. Now he had a burned hand, crippled legs, and a banged-up head. While he was standing outside, waiting for the other ambulance, a car skidded out of control on the ice and ran into him. The traumatized driver couldn't get his car stopped, and it kept sliding back down, then lunging up the hill, running into him several times. He finally got to the hospital with a burned hand, crippled legs, a banged-up head, and a run-over body. So here he came, on crutches and bandaged from head to foot, explaining why he had not returned to work on time. As they say, truth is stranger than fiction. I wonder if Paul Harvey ever heard this one. These stories might be good for a chuckle, but on a more serious note, I have been considering some of the most deadly excuses I have ever heard. Someday, each one of us will face the judge of all the earth, whose judgment is just, and who cannot be fooled by excuses. There is no God. The law has been abolished. I know it's wrong. I'll quit sometime. It's such a little sin. What's the big deal? I want nothing to do with that church full of hypocrites. I'll read my Bible later. Heard any good ones lately? There you have it, folks.